Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Manning Field for girls varsity soccer. Lynn Classical taking on Gloucester. We just had Classical boys taking on Gloucester. Classical won a big game on Saturday night, 3-2 over Gloucester, swept the series, and qualified for the state tournament with their 8th win. Big game for the Gloucester Fishermen. They're looking to go over 500. They're 4-4-1. Corner kick for Classical coming from the far side. Out in front, headed away by Gloucester. And this is a game where, as usual, we're going to have a very difficult time picking up the Classical numbers because they're small and faint on the back, the gold on the back of their green shirts. This is Kebrew knocking it away. Alexandra Show, I believe this is her second start in net. Anna Flaherty, the young freshman, was the starter. She got hurt, and she's out for a while. Alexandra Show got a big win in her first start. It was a game 4-3, and it was a very strange game. The young girl, sophomore Dora for Winthrop, scored 3 goals. It was brought Winthrop back to 4-3, and late she was walking down the near side, and everybody just stopped. It was almost like they hit the pause button on the TV screen. Shot goes wide and out of play. Got a little too much foot into it and pushed it wide right. And that was Iorati, I believe. But Dora walked in. Everybody stopped. Nobody moved a muscle. And she said thank you. She walked right in. She blasted a shot. Show made the save. And I talked about what a terrific save the young girl made in her first start. Might have been her second start. And I said, what a great save. And I talked about how she saved the game. And I read up the next day in the paper where the official said he had made a mistake and the goal wouldn't have counted because everybody stopped thinking he blew the whistle or thinking the play was dead for whatever reason. And I said, I wonder what Winthrop would have said if she scored. And they said that goal is no good. So Glasgow's trying to make it 2 sweeps the last 2 games here at Manning Field. Boys and the girls swept. Girls beating Winthrop, boys beating arch rival English. Now the boys won the first game against Gloucester. Glasgow's trying to make it a sweep. Gloucester girls are trying to get a split for Gloucester High School. Gloucester will get a free kick. Mark Iorati and brother Greg, along with Kaylee Lombard, the brain trust for the girls team, as it's broken up by Kebrew. They knock it deep. Glasgow's got numbers. Iarati trying to walk in. And she tried to send it across. It got blocked. She went very deep. She had to go deep to get the ball. And she was so deep that Gloucester was able to hustle back, step in front of the net, and block the would-be pass and clear it away. She had Gertie breaking down the far side. The Gloucester girls beat English girls here. They're looking for a sweep over the Lynn teams here at Manning Field. I don't know how they did at Gloucester.
Salem News had them losing the other day. Somebody outside the conference.
Headed back by Glasgow. Gertie walking in. It bounced up probably around knee high, maybe almost up to her waist. And she couldn't get under it. She couldn't get a good kick. And she got underneath it and plopped it over the net and out of play. She had a golden opportunity all by herself out in front. I don't think she knew she was that wide open. She could have taken a little bit of time to line it up because it was bouncing high, and that caused the problem. Glasgow keeping it in. McGaughey knocked it. Gebrew knocks it deeper. Gloucester will get back there, and he'll knock it out of play. Out in front, Gertie off her body. Turning around again, couldn't get a good shot off. Shot picked off by Brown. I mentioned Alexandra Shaw in net. It's Leilani Brown, and she's backing up because Macy Grow is usually the goaltender. I think she got hurt as well. Gebrew knocks it to the far side, and then it got knocked out by Gloucester. Gloucester knocked it out again. Glasgow will make a substitution. Tipping it. Blocked. Glasgow gets it back. Shot goes all the way through. I think that was Jordan. Shot went all the way through. Just an easy save for Brown in net. Gloucester couldn't keep it in. They're having trouble getting it in the Glasgow end. Iarati had it. McGaughey takes it up. McGaughey's still with it. And Gloucester will knock it out. Now they're calling it off McGaughey. Gloucester takes it away, starts it back. 1-on-3. Gloucester hustles up, they overran it. Rumi Thomas looked like she had a break, but she was had nobody with her, trying to throw it in front. And Kebrew knocked it out. Gloucester will get a corner kick. They let it go through to the goaltender. Shaw went out to get it. She knocked it down and put it right on the foot of one of the Gloucester players. And the Gloucester player knocked it short of the goal and behind the net. Glasgow almost gave one away there. Kebrew was coming out to get it. She got out of the way and she let Shaw get it. But it got deflected, knocked down, and Gloucester just missed the open net.
Just walk up and step near the elevator. Huh? Just walk up and step.
Kebrew knocks it away. Gloucester now keeping it in the Glasgow end for a little bit. And they knock it deep again. Shaw will come out and play it. High pop-up. Bounces past midfield. And it's going to get knocked out. Gloucester's going to knock it out of play. Blevins was there trying to take it away and walk in. Gloucester picked off the pass, knocking it back. Blevins trying to control. Knocks it to the near corner. Glasgow will keep it in. And they can't keep it in. It goes out of play. Knocked out by Glasgow. So back and forth we go. Both teams have come close. Both teams. Gertie had two really good chances and couldn't get the ball down the turf. It was bouncing and she wound up popping it over the net. And one and another one wide. They knock it deep and they knock it past. Gloucester looking for a break. They're out in front. Hustling was Page to get back and break up the play. That was Thomas again. Just sprinted by everybody. Page hustled back and broke it up. Shaw came all the way out. She wasn't going to get there. Now trying to throw it out in front. Falling down, threw it behind the net, out of play. And Shaw will kick it away. Loose, skips by everybody. Gloucester's going to control down deep. And they try to throw it out in front, and they threw it again behind the net, out of play. So it was all Glasgow for a while, but Gloucester now putting a little bit of pressure on. Glasgow keeping it in their end. 15 minutes into a scoreless first half. Northeastern Conference girls soccer Glasgow and Gloucester. Gertie knocked to the head. It got blocked. Knocked away. And Gloucester knocks it out. They deflected off Gloucester. And they got a call. Somebody got a hand or a foot, an arm, some kind of touching the ball, and Glasgow get the free kick, and now Gloucester knocks it out. Glasgow throw it in. Knock to the middle. Popped up. And I think it was Gloucester knocked it out. Gloucester was going to get a corner kick. Pedro will take it from the far side. I'm not sure what's happening. The goaltender is going over to the bench. Probably some kind of an equipment problem. She's taking on, she's going to change her shirt. I'm not sure what that was all about. So, with the game going on in the first half, she changed shirts. Oh, I think we're going to get back to soccer, and it'll be Brown kicking it away. Glasgow trying to keep it in. They do. They not get out in front. Brown at the side of the net. Comes up, grabs it, holds on, and she'll kick it away. They couldn't keep it in. That last save was Molly Mannion right in the goaltender's lap, hoping she could get there first. Now Gertie with a break down the near side. Cuts it back, nice little shift, throws it out in front. Blocked. Gertie blocked it again. And it went out. They're calling it off Glasgow and off Gertie. So Brown will get to kick it away. They knock it deep. Gloucester knocks it deeper. Skips right past. Molly Mannion couldn't get there first, but Gloucester did, but Gloucester knocked it out. Glasgow will take the throw in. And Gloucester will knock it out again. Pedro will take the throw in. Popped up. Gertie with it. And she cut back to the middle, but lost it off her foot. And now it's going to get knocked high and wide and out of play by Pedro. So Brown will get to use that right foot again as Glasgow makes a few changes. McGaughey had it, tipped it back to the net. Gloucester went to get it. Glasgow had a couple of people there. Gertie was one. And it got deflected. The Gloucester just got there and got a piece and knocked it off. Glasgow out of play. We're halfway through the scoreless first half. Glasgow girls taking on Gloucester. Northeastern Conference girls soccer. Off McGaughey. Broken up. Pedro knocked it down, knocked it the other way. Gertie walking in, they call her offside. Bye, everybody. Kathleen Mannion tried to knock it upfield. It got blocked. Pedro gives it back to Kebro. It got blocked. They give it back to Pedro off her foot. Gloucester takes it away, trying to walk in. Shot. They knocked it out of play. Again, Glasgow giving it away. On that back line, they gave Gloucester an excellent scoring chance. They walked in the near side, they threw it across, and there was a player coming in, and luckily for Glasgow, she got under it and tipped it over the net and out of play. Hebrew knocks it deep. Blocked by Glasgow. Taken away. Gloucester gets it back. Hebrew knocks it away. McGaughey knocking it deep. Gertie was out in front, walking in. Big time save by Brown. Inside the near post, under the crossbar, Gertie blasted it, and Brown just reached up and got a hand on it and knocked it away. What a terrific save by Leilani Brown, and she's not their regular goaltender. She certainly looked like an outstanding goaltender on that play. Great save by Brown. Loose. Glasgow looking for a shot. It got blocked by Gloucester. They get a head on it. Brown makes another save. That would look like McGaughey. She tried to get a shot off. It got deflected. She got a head on it, knocked it to the net. Brown made another save. Husk knocked it to the net. Gloucester knocks it away. Gloucester coming back. Hebrew got a piece and knocked it away. Nice little shift getting back to the middle. Blocked. Gloucester knocks it deep again. Irati took it away down the near side, and she was looking to throw it out in front, and she shanked it off the side of her foot and sliced it well wide right and out of play. And this one's going to go out of play as well, off Gloucester. Pedro with the quick throw in. Pop to the middle. McGaughy tried to get it. Pedro knocked it to the middle again. And it's going to get knocked out by Gloucester. Pedro with the quick throw in as we got 15 minutes and counting left in the scoreless first half. We mentioned a big game for Gloucester, looking to go over 500. They're 4-4-1. Bodies go down at the 30-yard line. They're going to call it against Classical. I think Jordan got wrapped up with somebody. Both went down, and they call it against Classical. Gloucester will get the free kick. Haskell knocks it away. Popped up. Skip past everybody. Gloucester picks it up. Looking for a shot. And they sliced it well wide off to the right. Kebro was bearing down on Thomas. And she just shanked it off to the right side. Gloucester will make substitutions. They got a short bench. They only have a couple of people on their bench. 2 subs is all they have. They let it roll through to Show. She'll fall on it, and she'll kick it away. Gloucester keeping it in. McGaughy tipped it ahead. Manning got a foot on it. Irati couldn't keep it alive. That's Guthrie, I think, in the middle. Got a piece of it. Long pass. Pedro gets there first and knocks it out of play. So back and forth we go. Both teams have had chances. Both teams have missed open nets. 12:22 left in the scoreless first half. We got a timeout down in the field. Out of the timeout. Gertie tipped it ahead. She's not going to be able to get there before it goes out of play. They knock it deep. Keeber was playing that deep center field. Knocks it away and knocks it out of play. And they bang it off. Gertie out of play. Everybody trying to get a piece. They knock it deep. Gloucester's going to win the foot race, go back and get it. And they knock it out of play, and Glasgow will get the throw in down deep. Hebrew hustles and knocks it out. Trying to pop it to the middle. Gloucester got a foot on it, knocked it away. And Hebrew knocked it out. Gloucester will get a corner kick. They banged it toward the net, and they banged it right in the midsection of Hebrew. Now she kicks it away. Glasgow will kick it a little bit further. It bounced to the near side. They tip it to the middle. Pedro got a piece of it. Popped in the air. Hebrew knocked it loose. Pedro misfired, but then she knocked it away. Gloucester keeping it in close. Glasgow finally gets possession. Nice little shift by McGaughey. Knocked it away. Still battling, and they call it off McGaughey. McGaughey got a piece of it again, and she knocks it to the middle. Hebrew knocks it away. Tip to the far side. Tip to the middle. Gerdia gets there. Tips it by. Gloucester will get there first. Gloucester will kick it out of play and give Glasgow a throw in down deep. And Glasgow again will make wholesale changes. If a fight breaks out, Gloucester is very undermanned. They only have 2 subs on the bench. Gloucester clears it away. Pass picked off. Hebrew fanned on it. Out off Glasgow. Substitution for Gloucester. Now it goes out off Gloucester. Throw-in hit the player inbounds and deflected out, went out. And they're calling contact, I guess, because they're going to give Hebrew a free kick. I don't know if she was pushing off trying to get that ball. I thought it just went out off her. They called her for possibly pushing off. Now it goes out off Glasgow. It got blocked. Gertie over there, tried to get back, couldn't get there. They pop it up. Gloucester's playing a deep center field. They get back there, and Gertie takes it away. It gets knocked from behind away from Jordan. Gloucester coming back the other way. They give it back to Hebrew, and she knocked it right into Thomas. And luckily for Glasgow, it went off to the right and not back upfield. Glasgow will get the throw in. That could have been a break for Gloucester, that's for sure. Glasgow will get another throw in a little bit further up. They knock it deep. Gloucester knocks it out. And they bang it off Gloucester into the Gloucester bench area. Looking for Blevins. She tips it by, looking to go get it. Tipped it by again. She went down and she's staying down. I think she got nailed around the ankle or the leg. And she's not getting up very quickly. She's half kneeling, half laying down, and they're going to come out and take a check on her. 5:12 left in the scoreless first half. She's going to hop off the field, getting helped off the field. They'll substitute for her. I think she's walking her off a little bit as she gingerly walks off. She was hopping a little bit. Now she's walking a little bit. Let's hope she's going to be okay. Brown will kick it away. Mackenzie Shea got bumped, and now we got a trip going down. I think it was Kira Collins who inadvertently wound up in a leg lock. She got called for the trip. Knocked to the middle. Knocked back the other way. And knocked out by Gloucester. Glasgow stuck a foot in there and knocked it out of play. Now Gloucester with the throw in, throws it out of play. So back and forth we go. Both teams have had good opportunities and misfired. A couple of open nets that Gloucester missed. Out in front by herself, Gerdia misfired, knocked it over the net. So there have been opportunities. They just haven't been able to knock them home. Gloucester trying to get there. Good hustle. Keeping it in. Shot goes wide right and out of play. Show will kick it away. Knocking it forward. Irati knocks it to the near side. Hustling is Mackenzie Shea. Trying to get around, and it's Gloucester knocking it out. In the middle, Glasgow gets a piece. They take the shot. Couldn't get much on it. Gloucester knocked it away. And they knock it away again. Glasgow trying to get it to the net. Gloucester knocks it away again. Couldn't get anything on the shots. They were just like a little off balance, trying to get it to the net. Gloucester took care of it. We're in the final 2 minutes and counting of this scoreless first half as it gets knocked out by Gloucester. Gloucester will kick it out of play. Glasgow will get the throw in. Glasgow hustled back, broke up the play. Gloucester gets it back. Down the far side, get around one, trying to throw it in front. Off the side of the foot. Show got a piece, bobbled it, and then grabbed it. Just a little touch out in front. Show went out and got it and gave Mark Irati a little gray hair as she bobbled it, but then quickly grabbed it. Back to Pedro, knocking it deep. Gloucester knocks it away. Mannion gives it back to Pedro. That's Kathleen Mannion. Hebrew knocks it deep. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So both teams had very good scoring opportunities, especially Gloucester. They had 2 open nets, missed them. And Brown made a couple of tremendous saves to keep Gloucester in it. And we're right back where we started. We were dead even when we started the game. And at halftime, we're dead even again. Glasgow nothing, Gloucester nothing at halftime. The game is about to start back up again. I can't only talk for 2 seconds. Do you want me to bring you a piece of pizza? Okay. All right. I gotta go. I'll talk to you. Bye. We're back underway at Manning Field. Something's got to give. Somebody's got to blink. Both teams have had opportunities, and both teams have not taken advantage of them. As the shot goes wide right. Brown in net for Gloucester made one outstanding save. Gerda had a couple of chances out in front where she couldn't get control of the ball because it was bouncing, couldn't get a good shot off. And wound up knocking it over the net. Glasgow's going to get a corner kick coming from the far side. Everybody milling around to the 5-yard line. Everybody will break in different directions. And the ball went off the side of the net, never got to the front. So it goes out of play, and Brown will kick it away. Glasgow's looking for their second sweep. The boys, last week, the girls beat Winthrop, the boys beat English. In the first game today, the boys beat this same Gloucester team, or the Gloucester boys team. They knock it ahead. And she tried to cut to the inside, and it got knocked away from behind. She was coming down the near side, didn't have a real good angle, made a nice cut to the middle to get away from the defender, but there was another defender coming up from behind. And Glasgow will get a corner kick. They walk in from the corner, they take the shot, and Gloucester got a piece. They'll get another corner kick. Once again, walking in. Shot deflected wide. Gloucester knocks it away, and Glasgow got leveled at the 10-yard line. And they're going to get a free kick from there. I think it was Mary Collins that got knocked down. And they knock it high and wide and off to the left. And it's going to go out of play. They try to start it out with the left foot, start it out to the right, hook it back to the left, but they started it almost to the dead center of the net. And it did hook back right, but it hooked way wide of the net and out of play. Glasgow keeps it in. Blocked and knocked away. Gloucester trying to knock it away. They knock it out. Page will take the throw in. And they bang it out. Off Glasgow. They knocked it out off Guthrie, and then now they knock it out. Glasgow gets it back, and they threw it out of play. Pop, straight up. We're going to get contact. A little banging going on. They call Glasgow. Gloucester will get a free kick. Hebrew will let it go out of play and then take the throw in. And she threw it out of play. Olsen with the throw in. And Olsen didn't do it correctly. They're saying it's got to be over your head and you got to have 2 feet on the ground. She missed on something because they turned it back over to Glasgow. Gloucester, they bang it out off Jordan. Dowd will take the throw in. Glasgow knocks it out again. Gertie with a nice little shift. She knocks it deep. Gloucester's there to break it up. Glasgow will get it back down the near side. Jordan trying to get around. Gloucester catches up and knocks it out. Page bangs it to the middle, gets headed in the air. Gloucester will kick it away. They get by. O'Toole down the near side. Mannion catches up. Bodies go down. And I think they're calling it on Mannion. Mannion hustled to catch up. Man, inadvertently she made contact with O'Toole. They both went down. And they're going to give it to Thomas to take the kick. And she tried to hook it from right to left, and it never came back. It stayed at the side of the net and out of play. and Shaw will kick it away. Glasgow will make a couple of substitutions. Again, Gloucester only has a couple of subs on the bench. I don't know if it's because of injuries or whatever. They're a very small squad. Gertie pops it straight up in the air. Nice to see Blevins back. And as she gets back, she gets knocked down at midfield. And she's up holding her arm. So she went out for a while. She comes back. And as soon as she comes back, she gets knocked down again. Keebrew will take the kick. Off Gertie. Gloucester knocks it away. Looking for O'Toole. She knocks it ahead. Looking to go get it. Hustling is Keebrew, beating her to the play. And bodies go down. And they're calling this one, I think, on Gloucester. So Glasgow will get the free kick. Gertie couldn't get there to keep it in. Dowd with the throw-in. Jordan couldn't get a piece of it. Keebrew's back there playing a deep center field. And it skips right by her. It went right through the wickets. And she loses it out of bounds. Gertie trying to keep it in play. She gets it back. Broken up. Gloucester pops it to the middle. Looking for a shot. Keep a little bit of a push. Shove the player out of bounds. The ball went out of bounds. Shaw will get the kick. Keeper was probably the worst center fielder back there defensively I've ever seen. She swings and misses. She can't get the ball. Yeah. 10 minutes into the second half, still no score. O'Toole knocks it to the other side. Glasgow trying to knock it away. They just popped it up. Now they knock it away. They knock it deep. Blevins. Wilcox from behind knocked it away and out of bounds. Glasgow with the throw-in. They give it back to Pedro. She knocks it up deep. Gloucester was there to kick it away. Bounces by everybody. Mannion collects. Pedro again knocks it, this time to the near side. And they call Glasgow offside, I think. Deflected off Gloucester to the near side. Gloucester keeps it in play. And then it gets knocked out. Substitutions for Gloucester. They can't make more than 2 at a time because they only have 2 subs. Gloucester tried to knock it out. Gertie took it away, kept it in bounds. That's a nice job. Tried to center it, blocked. They push it back. Pedro tried to take it around, lost it. Glasgow will pick it up on the far side. Gloucester knocks it away and takes it away. Looking for a break down the far side. And keeper was coming over. They couldn't get a good shot off. They just kind of pushed it toward the front of the net, hoping somebody might be there. And the only person there was Show. She picked it off and she'll kick it away. And that Blevins and Wilcox both going for the ball. It bounced up and got Wilcox on the hand. And it's easy to pick Wilcox out. She's got that pink braids floating in the breeze. And there is a bit of a breeze here tonight, too. Blevins trying to throw it in front. Got blocked, knocked out. Glasgow will get a corner kick. Glasgow will make a substitution as well. And once again, never gets to the front of the net. Winds up behind the net, out of play. Blevins almost picked it off. Blocked nicely by Molly Mannion. Trying to get it to Blevins. It got knocked away. Pedro knocks it back the other way. Mackenzie Shea down that side. Gloucester takes it away. And they knocked it off Shea. "15 minutes into this second half. Blevins leaning, falling down, got a foot on it, but couldn't get it to the net. It went wide right. Good bid by Blevins. Glasgow will make a couple of substitutions. Brown will kick it away. Pedro boots it back. Also let it go out. Brown will use that right foot again. Gloucester starts it back. And they're going to let it go out of play right through the Gloucester bench area. Keeper was there to knock it away. Give and go with Glasgow, pushing it up. We got a collision at the 10-yard line. Glasgow trying to throw it in front, blocked. Trying to shoot it to the net. It goes up in the air, and Brown's going to catch it. It got deflected, a little half pop-up. And I think it was Molly Mannion. Blevins was in the area as well. But Brown made the easy save. Just a little high pop-up. They take it away, Gloucester. He just knocked it out of play. They threw it in, but they bounced it. And it shot hot Pedro, and she lost it. And Gloucester took it away. Hebrew playing that deep center field was able to get over and break up the play. And Gloucester was right back on the Gloucester end. It's been down here for a while, but they haven't got a shot on. They got a deflection that popped in the air. It hit the post. Gertie couldn't get the rebound, and now they take the shot and they put it right in Brown's lap. It deflected, it hit the post, and bounced out. Gertie, couldn't find the ball. And then I think it was Guthrie who finally picked it off and drilled it right in the midsection. So a big bid by Classical. They hit the post, and then the subsequent shot, Brown made another really nice save. Classical keeping the pressure on. Taking it again down the far side. Spinning. Getting away. Trying to walk in. Wilcox knocks it away. Pedro blocks it. Deflects away. Classical knocks it back. And Gertie right in the lap of Brown. Brown just grabbed it before Gertie got there. She'll kick it away. And she bagged it off a Classical player, and it's right back in the Gloucester end. Mannion, nice little shift. Trying to center it, it got deflected. Wilcox knocked it away. Knocking it away. O'Teal knocked it deep. Hebrew got knocked down. And they're going to call Classical for the takedown. Schuster will take the kick. Haskell trying to clear it. It skips past, but Schuster was there to knock it back. Off a foot. Classical knocks it deep. It skips past Gertie, but Mannion is there. She knocks it by, and luckily for Gloucester, it was behind Gertie because she was breaking to the net. She was all by herself. Now they knock it to the net. Brown's able to make the save. Iarati wound up with it at the far side. It was supposed to go to Gertie, but they threw it a little bit behind her. Gertie was going to walk in alone. Iarati had to chase it down on the far side. Gloucester knocks it deep. Show will come out, dive on it. And she boots it away. McGaughy trying to get control. Popped up. Finally winds up out. So on the scoreboard clock, 17:43 showing left in the ball game. We're still dead even. Classical nothing, Gloucester nothing, as we have a timeout down the field. Tipped up. Glasgow knocks it out again. So it was Glasgow for a while, keeping it in the Gloucester end. Now Glasgow can't get it out. They kick it out of play. Gloucester will keep it in the Glasgow side of the 50-yard line. Deflected. Back. Gloucester will track it down deep. Keeping it in. And Glasgow knocks it out. Gloucester will get the throw in. Deep into Glasgow end. So it's like ebb and flow. Give it Glasgow and the Gloucester end for a while and then turn around and give it to Gloucester. And Glasgow again knocks it out. Glasgow goes down. Just glad she's getting back up. That's McGuire, I think. They finally get one off Gloucester. Glasgow will get the throw in. And Gloucester puts it right back on the Glasgow end. Glasgow knocks it out. Gloucester will get the throw in down deep again. Popped up. Show overran it. And then Show come over with a couple of green jerseys. They blocked it, but they were out of bounds when they blocked it, so the kick went out. Gloucester knocked it by. Show missed it. There was a Gloucester player on the near side and couldn't get to it. Would have had an open net. And by the time Show and Glasgow got to it, they grabbed it, but they were out of bounds, so a break for Glasgow there. Because they got the kick, but now Gloucester's right back in the Glasgow end. They just keep it in. Tipped away. Gloucester's got it right back. And they got a whistle. Bounced up and got somebody in the hand, or somebody made contact. I didn't see what upfield, the ball was downfield. So from the 40-yard line, Glasgow's going to get a free kick. Pedro will kick it away. 15 minutes and counting left in a scoreless game. Gloucester with a rush. Knocking it ahead. Show comes way out of the net. Just got a piece of it, knocked it down, and dove on it. I think that was O'Toole that was bearing down on her. She almost tipped it away from Show. And Show was able to recover the fumble, if you will. And O'Toole almost lost it out of bounds. Glasgow pops it up. Gloucester keeps it in the Glasgow end. O'Toole knocked away by Kebrew. Skips past everybody. It's going to go out. It should be Glasgow's throw-in. Well, substitutions, multi-substitutions for Glasgow, one for Gloucester. As we've been saying all along, Gloucester can't make too many because they only got 2 extra players. Some of those young ladies must be getting very tired. There's Wilcox with those pink braids, knocking it downfield. Battling going on. They let it go. Now they didn't let it go. They blew the whistle late. They got a piece of classical and just pulled her down. I didn't think they were going to call it. They finally did. That was Page that they dragged down. Classical can't keep it in the Gloucester end. Gloucester has it right back. They knock it deep. Gloucester trying to get there. Can't save it. It went out. Glasgow will make a substitution. Skips by everybody. Wilcox knocks it upfield. Glasgow knocks it away. Deflected. They knock it to the net. Show will come out, dive on it, and she'll kick it away. Brown has been a spectator for quite a bit of this second half. Classical had it there for a while, but now it's all Gloucester, and there's Keebrew knocking it way out of play. Classical just can't get it out of their own end. Trying to throw it out in front. It got blocked. Classical kept it alive. They throw it out in front again. Looking to get a shot off. It's loose. They get the shot off and they push it wide right. Battling and had to just spin around and take the shot at the same time, and that was O'Toole. And she knocked it wide right. But another bid for Gloucester. And with 10 minutes and counting left in this one, it's still 0-0. And I think everybody knows, but there won't be any overtime. No overtime during the regular season. Wilcox knocks it away. O'Toole takes it away. She knocks it loose. And there's Show coming way out of the net once again, diving on it. Ahead of O'Toole. It's been all Gloucester for most of this half. Classical for a brief time had it in the Gloucester end. And they haven't been there since. And it's almost like Classical is standing around waiting for the ball to come to him. Substitutions again. A bundle for Classical, one for Gloucester. So Classical can't be getting tired. They've substituted freely. It's almost like they're standing around waiting for somebody else to make the play. Knocked to the middle by Iorati. Knocked deep by Gloucester. Keebrew lost it. Gloucester takes it away. They get the shot off. It goes high over the net and out of play. It was bouncing up. She got under it just enough to clip it over everything. But Gloucester just keeps threatening. Glasgow looking to hang on. At this point, I think the way it's going, I think Mark Iotti might be happy with a 0-0 tie. Glasgow finally gets it in the Gloucester end. They throw it in the middle. It bounced off Iotti. Glasgow gets it back. Down the far side. Wilcox blocked the shot and knocked it out. Glasgow trying to throw it in front, got it off the side of the foot and went out of play. So very briefly, it was in the Gloucester end. They didn't get a shot on net. Now, ooh, ground ball by Brown. But Gloucester's able to get it, knock it upfield. And it goes out, and they're calling it a deflection off Glasgow. So right back in the Glasgow end goes the Gloucester Lady Fishermen. Glasgow knocks it out again. They knock it deep. Glasgow's let it go out of play. 6 minutes and counting left in this one. And now they're going to stop the clock with 5:52 showing on the scoreboard clock. No score in the ball game between Glasgow and Gloucester, the girls Northeastern Conference soccer. We got a timeout. Just under 6 minutes left in this one, and we're right back where we started. It was 0-0 when they started way back, seems like 6 months ago. And it's still 0-0. And Glasgow right now is just hanging on. Gloucester putting all kinds of pressure on the Glasgow end. They're just keeping the ball in. The ball bounced. Show has to come out, dive on it. She spent a lot of time on the turf, falling on all these fumbles. I think she's going to throw it up. She decides I'll kick it up. Glasgow trying to clear it away. Grady gets by. Coming down the middle. They throw it up in front. Glasgow walking in. They score! Grady threw the pass. Jordan knocked it in. Brown looked like she was coming out to try and cut down the angle, and Jordan just knocked it in the far post. So it's Jordan from Gerdia. Took them 75 minutes, but they got a goal. Very nice shot by Julia Jordan. And a nice pass from Gerdia. And Brown came over thinking the shot was going to come to the near post, and she couldn't get back in time to protect the far post, and that's where the ball went. And Julia Jordan is giving Glasgow a 1-0 lead. Gloucester knocks it out. So how many times have you seen that? Gloucester just burying the ball in the Classical end. Classical finally gets it in the Gloucester end, and they score. Classical hustles and takes it away and gets a shot off. I think that was Molly Mannion with a very nice play. It could have been McGaughy. And now I gave Molly Mannion credit. It was Izzy McGaughy with that nice hustle. Little bump, took the ball away, and then got a good hard shot, but Brown held the post and made the save. But a good effort by McGaughy. Now she's coming down that far side, still in control. Throws it in front. Gertie is by herself. Gertie pops it up and knocked it to the near side. She had to knock it away from Brown. Couldn't get control of it. Shot, Wilcox. She's played very well. She blocked another shot. And then Pedro drilled it from long range, wide of the net. Brown grabbed it and held on. With 3 minutes and counting left, Classical holding now on to that skinny 1-0 lead. Pedro knocks it away. Down the far side. Classical's got it where they want it. Nice little shift coming inside. They try to center it. Blocked. Jordan off the side of her foot. Shanked that one trying to get it to the net. Pedro has it taken away. And it's going to go out of play. 2 minutes and counting left in this one. Gloucester's going to get a corner kick. Coming from the far side, and they kicked it well away from the net. Wilcox couldn't keep it in. Wilcox now knocks it in, and Classical knocks it out of play. Gloucester's moved everybody up. They get one defender back. They get everybody else in tight, trying to get a shot on net and at least come out with a tie. They throw it out in front. Blocked. Still nobody got a foot on it. Classical finally clears it away. He gets popped to the near side. Wilcox trying to get it to the net. Deflected away. It goes out of play. Gloucester will get the throw in. They got to get a giddy up in their step. Time winding down. They kick it upfield. Good hustle by Gertie to keep it in play. Overran it, but gets it back. Classical's got it where they want it. And they blow the whistle to end the game. Classical in the other end. They come out to celebrate. Show had a nice game. She was very active in net. Brown made a couple of big saves. Gloucester had an awful lot of opportunities, especially in the first half. They dominated territorial-wise in the second half. And when Classical finally got it out of their end, it was Gertie throwing a nice lead pass to Julia Jordan. Brown, the goaltender, came out to the near post thinking the shot was going to come from the near side. It was going to try and sneak in the near post. Jordan went to the other side, stuck it just inside the far post, and that was it. So Julia Jordan from Fatima Gertie makes it 1-0 Classical, and that's the final score. The Rams knock off Gloucester for the second time. Gloucester will drop to 4-5-1. Classical will pick up their 6th win, 6-2-1. Another nice job by the backup Alexander Show, backing up the young 9th grader Anna Flaherty, who's hurt. Another nice job in that by Show. And Classical, they struggled for a long time, but the one big play in the game, Gertie with a nice pass to Jordan, who buried it for the 1 goal, and that's the difference. So Classical 1, Gloucester nothing. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.